What is up? It's your boy Johnny Street, IB Pro, let's talk it is. Welcome back to another episode of Train With Me. Here we're going over dumbbell setup mistakes that you should avoid. And so number one mistake that people make, it's grabbing a weight that's too much. If you want to set up properly and be able to actually gauge your set, find the weight that you can do the first set with somewhat ease. It's more so of your practice than it is your actual hard set. So grab a weight that you can control, so when you go to actually set up, it's not too heavy, you're not all out of whack. Setting the weight up wrong. It's getting yourself in position and not setting yourself first before you actually start the set. For the most part, people get themselves in and they just start pressing right away. They do that, or they sit back and they put the weight up and they're here, and then they're pressing, then they're trying to do all this extra stuff, or they're trying to get themselves in position and everything is not there. What you want to do is make sure that you set yourself before the weight goes up. Plant your feet to the ground, button the bench, tight core, kick the weights back. Keep your core engaged, take your feet one more time from floor to core, elbows out, and then start your set. So after we get ourselves actually set up, number one, stack the joints. Make sure your elbow is underneath your fists, under the weight. We don't want to have the arms flared. Don't flare the elbows out too much because we have too much stress on our shoulder. Whether doing a dumbbell press or a shoulder press, flaring the elbows is going to cause too much stress on our shoulders. Make sure we have a little bit of an angle on our elbows when we're pressing. Whether you're pressing from an incline or you're actually at the top and pressing overhead. Have a little bit of a tuck, have a little bit of an angle on your elbows. Now this is an old school one, I seldom see people do this, but they still do it.
I mean, it's terrific, right?
It's a very, very common one. You don't have to bang the weight. Yes, you don't have to bang the weight. Your range of motion comes from here to here. We don't have to click the weight. Because when we start clicking the weight, we throw things off, and then we're focusing on hitting the weight together, not just actually squeezing with the chest, the shoulders, or whatever press movement you're using with dumbbells. Moving on to our next points. Make sure we're firm on the floor. How many times do we get the weight back? We're doing our set, and we start crip walking. How many times do you see this? Press. Press. Sorry. Leave your feet planted on the floor. Your best chance for having stability is keeping your feet on the floor. Keep them on the floor. Drive from the floor to your core. Hey guys, a lot of you guys are watching the video but not subscribed, so do your boy a favor. Subscribe to the channel, hit the post notification button as well too, so the next time I put a video, you'll be the first ones to get it. Hopefully by now you guys like the video. So if you like the video, hit the like button. Back to the show. And next, engage your core. There's a couple things people are misunderstanding, and that's core engagement. They're like, what does that mean? Core engagement doesn't mean sucking your stomach in. I'm not saying, I'm like, is my phone there? Wow. You're not sucking your stomach in, you're pushing at it. So do me a favor, guys. Say push and say pull. Now do it again. Put your hand on your stomach and go push, pull. You can't say those two words without engaging your core. Your core tenses up. So when you're actually pressing the movement, you should be pressing into your core to keep yourself a lot more stable and give yourself a lot much more power when you're actually pressing. So remember, from floor to core, engage your core throughout the entire set. Now another mistake people make is a few things. I'm gonna give you guys some help. Okay, so on to the next mistake. Picking the weight up from the ground the wrong way. Do your best to take it from the dumbbell rack to your seat. It's better to take the weight from here. We have a good neutral spine. We can pick the weight up and walk ourselves back. Now, if the weight is on the ground, don't do this. Please. You're not gonna make it to the bench. And if you have by now doing that mistake, it's bound to happen. You're gonna hurt your back. So do yourself a favor, pick this thing up like a dumbbell deadlift. Get yourself set up, sit down, lift the weight up a bit, deadlift it up, walk back, and sit down and get yourself prepared. And last but not least, once we have all those things put together, making sure that we are steady and firm on the ground, our core is engaged, our butt's in the back of the bench, the weight's up in the air, control the weight. Use tempo at some degree. Whether it's a fast rep or a slow rep, you're still controlling the pathway of the dumbbells. So whether I'm doing a set where I'm doing a 3, 2, 1. Press, or I'm doing a faster rep. Your job is to control the tempo, no matter what speed it is, control the weight. The biggest thing with dumbbells is it's unilaterally moving. So that means both arms have to work on their own. So that means you have to pay a lot more attention to controlling both sides at the same time. So control the rep no matter what tempo you're using. Hey, what's up guys? All of this I go through on my online coaching in depth, in details. So if you want more information about that, hit the link in the description below. Back to the show. And from the top, make sure you grab a weight that you can handle, bringing it actually back to your bench. 2, make sure that you're on the bench, you're setting yourself up properly, that you get yourself in position before we even start pressing. 3, once you're actually sitting down, make sure we're firm from the ground. Our feet are planted on the ground, and throughout the lift, we're keeping our feet on the ground. Making sure your core is engaged. Remember, when you're pressing, press through your core. And moving on, making sure we're not flaring our elbows. Keep your elbows tucked a slight little bit, whether you're doing a shoulder press or a chest press, keep those elbows tucked in a slight little bit when you're pressing. And then when you're there, make sure you stack the joints. Make sure the dumbbell, your fist, and your elbows are going down this exact same pathway. And then while we're actually throughout our rep, make sure we keep our tempo. Whether you're doing a fast rep or a slow rep, 3-second negative, 1-second negative, whatever it is, control both parts of the movement. Control the negative and the positive in both changes of direction. That is it guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know I'm gonna come out with that tell like it is, transparent, vulnerable truth. For coaching, johnrashid.com. If you wanna know more about my coaching, make sure you book yourself a phone consult, 15 to 30 minutes. At the end of the consult, I deduct it off any package that you pick. Also hit the description below for those discount codes and promo codes that help save your life or change your life for the better. And guys, I have an Instagram and TikTok, send me your progress pics and training pics, any video clips, and I'll repost it for you, because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace. Slide in my DMs.